Hello and welcome to the Private Practice Podcast. I'm Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and with nearly 30 years experience in the industry, I'm really excited to share practical insights, valuable wisdom, and all the tools that you need to build a thriving private practice. So whether you're a counsellor, psychologist, social worker, or play therapist, this podcast is all about keeping it real with stories, strategies, and all the support you need to help you flourish in business. We're going to be embracing a mind, business, spirit approach, diving into honest conversations that will uplift your practice and soul. And if you haven't already, come and join us in the Counsellors Connect Australia Facebook group. It's totally free and you'll find a warm, supportive community of like-minded professionals. So go grab your favorite drink, your journal, a pen, get cozy, and let's dive into the mind, business, spirit approach to private practice that you've been looking for. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Private Practice Podcast. I am so pleased that you're here. Just bear with me for one moment. Just recording something on Loom. So we've just got to count down 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hi and welcome everybody. So I wanted to spend a moment with you today going over what's going to be included for you complimentary. You're totally all invited to come along to the next private practice workshop. I'm so excited about it. Now, if you've been in my world for a little while, you know that I have a workshop once a quarter. So this year already we had one on private practice, and then we had one for marketing. There's another one coming up for money, personality, and things like that. And this one that I'm going to talk with you about today happens in about 4 weeks. And it's for people who are in private practice or who are thinking of starting private practice. So if you're a student, maybe you're studying, or maybe you're working already and you're thinking, oh, maybe it's about time for me to, spread my wings, and you're thinking of making that big step. This is absolutely for you, as well as for people who perhaps are more seasoned professionals. You've been in private practice for a little while, but for some reason just not seeing the results that you thought you'd get or that you would really like. For example, like inconsistency with your referrals and things like that, a feast or famine with the bookings, feast or famine with the revenue. So in this workshop, it goes for 3 days. So it's going to be a Monday. It's always the same times with my workshop. So it's Monday, 7 p.m, Tuesday lunchtime, and then Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. And then usually we'll have like a little bonus training or a bonus Q&A later in the week. Of course, you can get replays and things like that. And for those who value, community support and things like that, there's also, as usual, the option for you to come along and join the Facebook group if you like. You don't have to, but in that Facebook group, of course, there's fun stuff going on in there that's not going on in the emails. So the purpose of this workshop is so that you can know exactly what you need to be focusing on in the business each day, because so many times when I'm speaking with private practice owners, some of them just kind of like coming to the practice in the morning and then it's a day of reactivity. It's just the program. The private practice is pulling them, saying, check your emails, see a client, get this report done, do these notes, fix your website, all this kind of stuff. So it's very reactive. And then other people do like to plan, but they just don't know really what they should be planning. So they fill up their diary with things, because I think in our brain we like to see a full diary, even if that's being full with things like blocking off time for admin and stuff like that. But either way, you don't shift the needle on anything. You keep yourself quite busy, but you don't shift the needle on anything. And then it can be really confusing about why you don't seem to be getting either the results that you want or making the progress that you really want to be making. So we're going to sort that out for you so that you don't have to get yourself into a hole and you don't have to exhaust yourself. And it will feel a little bit strange and unusual in the first instance, doing a little bit less, but you will start to see things shifting in the right direction. And that's what we absolutely want. So I just want to give you some ways that work for me and that work for my private clients so that you can stop wasting time on things in your business that don't work. You're also going to leave with an actionable plan just for your private practice that says, goodbye imposter syndrome, hello happiness, because who doesn't want that? So I really believe that all health professionals can have a successful private practice when they know what to do. And of course, when they use a framework of mind, business, spirit, which is my tagline. That's what I'm known for, integrating those three things. And that's what makes me different from some of the other private practice coaches out there. Okay, so this is the last time that the private practice workshop will be open for this year. So, wouldn't it just be so cool if you knew exactly what to do to create a successful private practice? I can't teach you all of that in, a free mini workshop, but I can certainly get you started in the right direction, okay? And if you're winging your private practice in the beginning, I want you to know that's totally normal, it's totally valid, but there's an easier way. Most therapists wing it, and if that's you, then you're probably experiencing things that some of my private clients experience, like maybe doubting your abilities, or perhaps doubting your worth as a practitioner, or maybe doubting the value or the worth of your service. You might be feeling overwhelmed by the business side of things, and so perhaps just avoiding it altogether and really just focusing on clients. If you're somebody who says, I don't want to have to deal with the numbers, I don't want to have to track anything, I don't want to have to market my business, I just want to do the work, that's probably you. And then if you're struggling to align things like your personal values with your goals, that would be things like, it doesn't feel right for me to charge this for a session, but I've kind of got this personal goal of having more time freedom, which is why I left my old job, so I could have more time to be with my little ones or my partner or look after my aging parent, things like that. And yeah, of course, like in just a clear roadmap for your practice's growth. There's been over 300 people grab the free business assessment that I offer on my website. If you haven't done yours yet, you can go over and get it. Basically, it's a form that you fill out. My website is brooklynstorme.com. But yeah, when people fill that out, I ask them, do you have, can you share your business plan with me? And can you share your marketing plan with me? And just about everybody except one person said that they didn't have either of those two things. Yet they're running a business and they're marketing, but they're not getting the results that they want. So you see how it all starts to integrate and tie together. So here's the short of it, okay? You can absolutely continue on the way that you are, but would you really want to if you're not getting all of those results and you're tiring yourself out? Or you could use this way, my approach, that lets you help more clients create an even bigger ripple effect, plus also give you the lifestyle that you deserve, all by using a way that uses an integrated, holistic approach of mind, business, spirit. And here's what happens when you do that. When you do that, you get to confidently charge what you're worth and you attract ideal clients to the business. You get to run a well-structured practice that you feel safe in, that you feel grounded in. It's like goodbye anxiety, because you've got clear, achievable goals, clear foundations and structures in place. You can make business decisions that feel really authentic and aligned with your values, and that tap into things like intuitive decision-making processes, which I will teach you in the workshop. And you have a solid plan for your own sustainable growth and success. And who wouldn't want that? So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Brooklyn, and I've been in private practice for 30 years. But don't let that number fool you, because my journey wasn't always smooth sailing. In fact, after years of working in bulk billing medical clinics where clients were, so plentiful, I never had to market or look for a client. I took the leap to open my own standalone bricks and mortar practice. And boy, was it an eye-opener. Suddenly, I was no longer top of mind for any of the doctors that had been referring to me. So all my referrals dried up. Marketing became a necessity, and I very quickly realized that I was so unprepared for the challenge. The way it unfolded, it was fraught with costly mistakes, as you would have known from previous podcast episodes. If you don't listen to my podcast and you'd like to hear about all my mistakes, you can. It's just called the Private Practice Podcast. I was introducing fees without having a well thought out strategy that cost me valuable business, affected, all kinds of things in the practice. I was listing myself on the wrong directories because people were handing out, free PDFs at the time going, oh, here's 25 directories to list your practice on. So I was quickly like registering for all of them. And a lot of them just ended up being a waste of my time. There was a lot of spam emails started coming through and my inbox was filling up and it was just stressing me out, and it was getting the wrong people for my practice. So then I had to try and go through a process of unlisting myself from all these directories, which is just a nightmare if you've ever tried to do it. Yeah, and it was just, I was posting on Facebook all the time because I was late to Facebook. But I started following somebody and she was all like, oh, you got to post on Facebook all the time. So I started posting on Facebook all the time. But here's the thing, I didn't know what I was meant to be posting. But I was doing it, and then I was one of those people that's like, hey, I'm posting every day on social media and it's not working. Social media sucks, and all of this. But it was because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a marketing plan. I thought that was marketing, like just posting every day. Turns out, no, it wasn't. And look, despite my master's degree and a PhD, I found myself at rock bottom. Now, again, you can go back to the podcast and you can listen to like how bad it got. So I had all this experience behind me, but in terms of the clinical work, but I didn't have any business acumen. It wasn't until I attended a 3-day private practice workshop that things began to change. The experience was a massive wake-up call, revealing how little I knew about the business side of private practice. So, because I knew things needed to change, I came back from that retreat and I implemented everything. Okay. In fact, other participants referred to me as the implementation aider, like from Terminator, but with a private practice twist, I guess. But my success wasn't just about strategy. What I know now that I didn't know back then is that there is a way that feels better for me. And that way is to not just focus on the business side of things, because that's great and I do enjoy that, but there's more to private practice than business. To also focus on mindset. So by mindset, I really mean like, how do you feel? Like if I said to you, go and increase your fees by 15% today, what's going to come through your mind, right? If it's sheer terror and panic, that's understandable. But that's just an example. So working with values, working with beliefs, going through all the discomfort that comes up at different times of the practice is often due to our mindset, looking at what we believe we're capable of doing, and so playing small or dimming our lights, imposter syndrome, all that kind of stuff. So that's the mind section. But then if you know me, you know I also love the spirit stuff, right? So behind me on my bookshelves now, every single one of those drawers, and there's a lot of them, and containers up the top, are all filled up with oracle cards and things like that. Like I love the spiritual side of things. And for me, I went on a journey with spirituality, and it all started off with focusing on manifesting first, because I think that's where many of us start. But focus on manifesting first, things like that. And then I traveled to lots of different countries all around the world, letting my curiosity guide me and lead me to have lots of different experiences. And I just was so open to learning about what spirituality was, all of those kinds of things. And then I came back home to the Mornington Peninsula, which is part of the broader Melbourne area in Victoria, Australia, and decided I was going to apply this to private practice. And so I started distilling all of that new knowledge down. And what I found really worked for me in my business was focusing on things like the masculine and the feminine energy, or in Eastern philosophy, it's referred to as yin yang energy, and working with that in business, applying that, creating a nice framework for that. And when I started to do that, things just got so much easier. So then I started to share it with my communities, and people loved it. And now I'm known for integrating, that's just my baseline, everything I do. Like this complimentary workshop that's coming up has all been done through the lens of the masculine and the feminine. So things like that, but also through intuition. So learning how to understand your intuition, connect with it, trust it, and allow yourself to be guided by, your intuitive guidance from time to time as well. So it's mind, business, spirit. That's the approach that I take. So, this approach was the key really to me creating success for me on my terms, my way in the business. So, for me, success used to look like, oh, I want to make this much money. But no, or I used to say, oh, I need to have this many clients, then I'll be successful. But now, what's important to me is a values based practice, and my value is being able to look after an aging parent, and being here with her 24/7 so that I'm here if and when she needs me, all those kinds of things. So that's what's guiding everything for me at the moment. And I consider my business successful because I get to do that now. Rather than in the old days of wanting a fully booked diary and having, 40 or 50 appointments booked in there, I'm happy now. I only see clients on the mornings of a Monday and Tuesday, and sometimes a Wednesday. I can be a little bit flexible, but if it's going to take time away from family commitments and stuff like that, I won't do it. I would just say to that person, I'm really sorry, I just can't accommodate that, but I can see you on Monday or Tuesday next week. But even then, quite often an hour or two of my Monday morning availability is spent with my students in the private practice certification program, or the More Clients marketing program, or the Diploma Counsellor Society, delivering supervision, coaching calls, teaching, training, those kinds of things. So I don't really work with that many one-to-one clients. And for me, that's successful because I can do that. The business is set up for me to have multiple revenue streams coming in so that my business is no longer reliant on me delivering one-to-one sessions. Make sense? Anyway, it was a whole evolution. And your practice will evolve as well, okay? But the point that I'm trying to make is that it was understanding mind, business, spirit that got me to the point of success. So I created this workshop for you because I wish that this knowledge had been available to me when I first started. It wasn't. It was all very hard business strategy. And that's why so many women, when we were moving into private practice, were finding it so uncomfortable because it was very in that masculine energy. But I found a way to incorporate the feminine energy so we can do both. So now I feel like, I don't know if I would call it my mission, but definitely my purpose. One of the things that I really, 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 really love is to help practitioners, new and emerging, as well as people who are already in private practice, to avoid mistakes I made and that many others do, and to do things like learn from my experience, get a holistic approach that's going to work for running the business and making it financially viable so you can pay yourself and pay the bills, and how to set yourself up for success, whether that's from you starting the practice now or whether that's you I guess tweaking it and making some changes so that it can start to be more successful from now. Okay. I don't want you to wait until, you're at rock bottom. Like one of the, when people apply to work with me in coaching, one of the things that I look out for is if they say something to me like, you're my last resort. I won't work with people if we're at that point. I don't want to be somebody's last resort. I don't want to work with you if you're at rock bottom. That's not the space where I can be effective, right? It's kind of like, for me personally, crisis management isn't my thing. I would much rather work with someone who's problem aware, who says, yeah, hey, do you know what? Things aren't going well. I need help. And they're raising their hand. I want to go and help that person. So yeah, don't wait until you're at rock bottom. Okay, you don't need to wait until you're at rock bottom to get the help and support. Um, okay, so over the 3 days, it's a free 3-part training series that you're going to get. And one day is on the mind. So we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs and things like that, imposter syndrome. The next day is business. So you're going to be getting some business strategy that you can take away, including templates for plans and stuff like that. And then the last day is the spiritual side of the business. So for those of you who are listening on the podcast while you're driving, thank you so much for listening. But I will just walk you through some of the complimentary resources that you'll receive when you register and come along for the workshop. So on day one, you're going to get some training, which is about overcoming self-limiting beliefs in private practice. You're going to also get the private practice breakthrough tool that's going to help you identify the different areas of your practice that are needing your attention right now to help get you to where you want to be. You're going to get a self-assessment questionnaire so that you can identify what might be holding you back. And then you're going to also receive a workbook that we'll go through together that can help shift some of that for you. And you'll receive a audio meditation or visualization from me about releasing imposter syndrome. So there are 4 resources that you're going to get, all free, okay? On day 2, we're looking at strategic planning for private practice success in your business. So you're going to get a training on that. It goes for an hour. It's not interactive, by the way. It is live. And then on day 2, you're going to get these resources. You're going to get a goal setting and action planning workbook that we'll go over together. You're going to get a 12-month business plan. You're going to receive an annual business roadmap creator spreadsheet, okay? And you'll also get my weekly review and adjustment form. So these things are really important because, as you can already hear, they're quite specific and the strategy behind these, right? This is about what we're going to start focusing your attention on to get the results that you want. The training on day 3 is all about how to align your intuition and action in your private practice. Okay, so the resources that you'll get on day 3 include a weekly intuition and action check-in template. You're also going to get a worksheet on identifying and releasing business fears intuitively. The third resource that you're going to get is an audio meditation visualization that's going to support you in developing and strengthening your connection with the intuition that you have with your business. And then the last one that you're going to get there is intuitive decision making prompts. They're cards. So this card deck, you can print it out if you want to. I would just save the images on your phone and flip through them when you've got a cancellation or something maybe. But they're going to help you really strengthen that muscle around making intuitive decisions. The other thing that isn't on here, it's on further down the page, is you're also going to receive a deck of comfort zone busting cards that's going to have like little daily challenges that get you stretching outside of your comfort zone in your private practice, but in the direction that's going to help you get results. Okay. So it's going to show you basically, it goes for about a week in total. We'll have the pop-up group available for about a week. You've got training on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There may or may not be a bonus training or Q&A later in the week. And to be fair with you, there usually is. That starts on the 30th of September. On Sunday, the 29th of September, though, everybody will be led into the Facebook group. Everybody who's asked to join that will be led in there. So you can all sort of start to mingle, get to know each other, introduce yourselves, build connections, that sort of thing. And this is suitable for allied health professionals, complementary health professionals, and anybody who's in their alternative health and wellness space. So you don't have to be a counsellor or a psychologist or a social worker. You can be a play therapist, a speechy, a Reiki master, Pilates teacher, yoga teacher, music therapist, art therapist. Everybody's welcome here, okay? And you're welcome here even if you're already in private practice and you think you have a lot of what I've mentioned to you in place. My approach integrates the 3 key areas of your business to help unlock new opportunities for your growth. Okay, so on day 1, you're going to learn how to overcome limiting beliefs in your private practice. Day 2 is about strategic business planning. Day 3 is about aligning intuition and action in your practice. Okay, and then for those who want it, because there are always people who want replays and VIP passes and things like that. Yes, there is a VIP pass this time around. Again, it was so successful last time. How could I not? So for those who are interested in that, you're going to get all of the resources, the 3-part training series replays. Plus, after each of the training calls on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're also then going to have a live Q&A with me. So this is absolutely perfect for those of you who are wanting support with implementation of the training and the resources, those who prefer a little bit of hand holding, those who have questions and want them answered, and those who are seeking a little bit more personalized support. So that's for you. And those calls will also be recorded and made available to you. So you're getting all of the resources, plus you're getting the replays, the Q&A sessions. You're also going to get a OPD or CPD certificate. So continuing professional development or ongoing professional development. The value of that is 6 hours. And you're also going to receive a bonus from me, which is my bundle of private practice scripts. So I have created bundles of scripts around how to have awkward money conversations, how to recruit team members. There's so many. I think there's 6 or 7 bundles, and in each bundle there's 5 types of script, and each one of those you get as a voice script, so something to say to somebody, like if you're on the phone or if you're online doing a Zoom or a webinar or something. Plus, I've also included an email version for those of you who want to email it out. So it's a bucket load of scripts, and you're getting all of those. So yeah, the total value is over $1,200, and you're getting nearly all of this free when you come along. For those of you who are interested in the VIP upgrade, you can absolutely upgrade. Let me quickly get the information for that. Where is it? Okay, so the upgrade is $27. Okay, now you don't have to upgrade when you register. I mean, it's good if you do, because the price goes up once we actually start. So from the 30th of September, that's when we actually begin, right through to when we close, that fee goes up to $47. So you can save yourself a little bit of a bundle here. Also, it is a tax deductible expense for your business as well. And I can tell you what those scripts are, because I'm just looking at my little list of them here on the upgrade section. You get both email and video scripts for recruitment, fee setting, phone inquiries, team culture building, phone consultations, and more. So the team culture building is in there because some people are in private practice and they're now at the point of being at capacity, and they want to be able to start maybe expanding. Maybe they don't want to have a wait list just yet, but they want to get a subcontractor on to work for them. They're not sure how to do that. So it's about that. The other thing is there are some practices that have employees on subcontractor basis, and some employees are employees. And it can be really, really challenging for a private practice owner using a hybrid model like that to bring everybody together. So team culture is so important. You know, sometimes if you've got a hybrid model, you might want to do things like have a team building day, but your subcontractors might, say, well, I require payment to attend that. So understanding how to navigate those tricky things as well. So that's it basically. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I love doing these. Come along. It is the 1st of September as I'm recording this, so you've got plenty of time to register. And yeah, feel free to share the registration link. I'll put the registration link in the show notes of the podcast and also in the comments section of this video on social media as well for you. So I hope that this was really helpful, and yes, reach out with any questions. The more the merrier. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye. I really hope that you got so much enjoyment, value, and insights out of this episode today. And if you did, please feel free to go ahead and leave a review. When you leave a review, it means that more therapists can access this help and support and tools to support them in their private practice and in their journeys. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Have a gorgeous day.